Okay folks, here's kind of a really quick video because there's not much to talk about, but it's a bit of a repurposing I did for the garage. It had a outdoor inflatable decoration that was dead. I mean, that wouldn't hold air anymore because the fabric was old and it was leaking, and I kept patching it and it just wasn't worth it anymore. But the fan was still in really good shape and it works like a champ. So what I've done is I've converted it so I can connect dryer ducting, both the intake and the outlet, in this one hand here, so I can have a power fan to exhaust the garage, for mainly down here in Texas for the heat, but also for ventilation, for fumes if I have working on any varnishing of furniture or running a small engine. Granted, I'll say this, running a small engine in the garage, always have garage door open, have proper ventilation. However, you can still get pockets of gas. It's just annoying in the corners of the garage. It takes a while for it to vent out. So with this attached to the intake side, having a flexible dryer duct, I can move the other end around the garage and kind of pinpoint it on like a vent hood. So anyway, it's really simple here. This would be the intake side normally for the inflatable, and I just used a dryer adapter and epoxy and screwed into the bosses that are existing on the housing to hold it in place. Really cheap, pretty easy to do. Actually, to make the screws line up, like you did in grade school, take a piece of paper over the housing and do a pencil rubbing. That shows you exactly where those holes are. You just line the paper on the flange, drill your holes, and it'll line up, and it's perfect every time. You can do that for all kinds of stuff, even hanging pictures. On this other end, oh, by the way, this is 4-inch dryer ducting. It's a fairly standard size. Most residentials use 4-inch. Commercial use 6-inch. If you have a really big fan, you could go to a 6-inch size. If you have a small fan, you can get it in 3-inch. I'm not exactly sure on the application of that, but I guess if you have a really small system, maybe they just have a 3-inch exhaust. But generally it's going to be a 4-inch. Now for the exhaust, I had to get a little creative doing making a square peg fit a round hole. Of course, a lot of epoxy is to hold it on, and which is plenty strong. I'm not worried about that. All this is in order to do the adapting. This is a 3-inch PVC pipe cap, and then just carve the back end. Trace, carve, test fit, carve, test fit, carve until it fit. It really didn't take that long. This plastic's pretty easy with like a rotozip bit. I'm sure you could do it with hand files, take longer, but there are lots of little power tools you can use for that. Now, it might seem kind of weird to have a 3-inch pipe cap fit a 4-inch duct, and I mean, this actually fits quite well, and just with 2 hands it slips on. Actually, one hand, maybe I can get it. Yeah, there you go. See, and your standard, over here, standard dryer clamps it on just fine. So, the thing is with the pipe cap, the 3-inch diameter for all PVC pipe, the diametral dimension is the inside diameter of the pipe. So then you have the wall thickness of the pipe, and then this is a cap, so if it's over that, and then it has its own wall thickness. So you stack those wall thicknesses together, and it so happens the 3-inch pipe cap is almost exactly 4 inches. Sorry for the blurriness, the camera's having a hard time focusing because I'm moving around too much probably. So really simple. Now, so the parts cost me a little of nothing. I already had the fan, and it's a pretty simple solution. Then I just have one of these vents. I put that in already kind of marked a spot up here. I'm going to punch a hole in the wall, and you just have your standard dryer vent sticking out of the wall. You could do this out of brand new parts. You could use a dryer boost fan and wire it in, and you can do exactly the same thing. I mean, this obviously, where's the plug? I mean, this obviously just plugs in, there's no switch, but I mean, I can just buy an extension cord with a switch on it, and it's no big deal. I already have places to run power. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Not much else to really talk about on this one. It's just real quick, simple, cheap way to repurpose if you have an inflatable that's won't hold air, but you still have a good fan, which I would suspect is most of them. The fabric is always the first thing that goes on those inflatables. So who knows? I mean, I have a couple others, those inflatables. Kids love them, but eventually they're going to die too. Hell, maybe I'll end up with 2 of these fans. I can really vent the garage out. So anyway, that's pretty much it. The video went a little longer than I suspected, but anyway, I hope this gives y'all an idea. And as always, let me know if you want to see something else. Now, I don't get much time to do my videos, so it's pretty sporadic when I do them, and I have 3 or 4 other projects running around at the same time right now. And I want to make a few other videos. I just don't have a chance right now, but when I get around to it, I'll post them. Thank you.